Okay, technical issues abound. I am back. That sucked. Got a little bit of a brown out there for a minute. Lost power for a sec. All right, get back into it. Ugh, sucks when it keeps doing this. Anyway, I have no control over it, so I can't even be mad about it. Anywho, back to it. Back to it.
Nice to meet my in-character father.
All right, so where were we before technical
believe
interruptions?
Zed-
Let's see. Zed and Cha were walking right into the scales. I forgot the name of it.
Shimmering scales. Got it.
Shimmering scales.
Yeah, you walk in and it's just as before. Very nicely laid out. Everything's very visible, including the prices.
Wasn't everything floating?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll step up to
Is
to
the same shopkeep there?
Yeah.
Yep. He's not sitting. He's got elbows on the counter. He just seems to be, nonchalantly flipping pages in like a ledger, maybe writing a couple of things in it. Same cloaked individual, same toothy maw.
So Zed will kind of just walk up and lean on the counter and, "Hey there, mate."
Cha will hang over his shoulder with his arms folded.
Welcome back.
Yep, we made it, like I said. It's a shame to say it was a kind of a bit of a fruitless adventure. We found a couple things, but I'll just say the place wasn't exactly the same as it was the last time you left it, so not sure if there'd been other people around there or what, but we did find this, and Zed's just gonna kind of glance over his shoulder at Cha, and
Cha will hand the journal to Zed.
he'll set it on the counter.
You've
So
brought the
this
journal.
had writing in it, and a description of a figure that we were actually looking for. But then when we left the place, I took the journal. When we left the place, the writing disappeared. And the last time I looked at it, it was blank. If you open it, I'm curious if you spot anything or if you notice anything magical about this object.
He takes a look at it, and you see he focuses very deeply on it.
It was saturated in the same magical effect that the items before that we had showed you were.
OOC, does it still have what Cha wrote in it on like one of the pages?
Nope.
Oh.
So without
Whoa.
saying anything out loud, Zed's gonna glance over at Cha with just kind of like a raised brow and look down at the page as he opens it, and I think we'll both notice that it's blank, like at the same time.
Cha is quietly grinding his teeth a little bit at that.
So you brought a blank journal.
Well,
No,
here's the thing.
Well, it wasn't blank. That's the whole thing, that we feel like it's got some sort of importance to it. And mind you, we were trying to find anything that we could, but again, it wasn't exactly the same place. as it was second time around. So we did the best we could.
Well, to be fair, you kept up your end of the bargain. You brought something back. I guess I didn't really specify anything in specific.
It's just, yep, all that we can find. And I know, of course, where to bring anything else that we might find on our journeys. We're traveling adventurers, so we get around.
But before you feel too disappointed about it, I'll let you know that I wrote in that book not but 20 minutes ago.
So glad I
And
saved
as
my
I saw
notes.
you opening the pages, the writing was gone. There's something going on with this journal. Something mysterious.
Well, the Feywilds have a lot of really mysterious things out there, to say the least.
You think there's possibility that there's still a message in here in some way, shape, or form, and that it's just being hidden magically?
I mean, that's certainly possible. And at this point, he just kind of like close his ledger and just scoot it to the side as you've put this journal in front of him to take his full attention. I mean, what kind of information are you seeking from it that makes this so interesting? I mean, it sounds like a journal that just magically erases anything that was written in it. Probably good for secrets, I guess.
Aye, but the interesting part about it was when we found it, it had writing in it, and like my friend here said, he just wrote a bit in it not 20 minutes ago, and that's already disappeared. And when we found it, it was still full of writing, and
It was full to the brim.
and more specifically, it was about the person or maybe entity that we thought was residing in those ruins that we were mostly after. And so to have some sort of information and feel like you have that in your hands and you have that importance, and then to come to realize that it's, well, like you mentioned, empty, it would just be unfortunate if it was right under our nose and for whatever reason we just couldn't see it.
Well, I mean, what exactly, I mean, what do you want me to do about that? I don't.
No, I'm more or less just spitting out possibilities. Maybe if you thought if you heard of something like that before, because I'm not really from here, so this is kind of new to me. And I told you we'd bring anything that we find to you, so just letting you have a look at it is all.
All right, give me a minute. I'll take a thorough look at it. Let's see what wild and crazy secrets a journal that gets rid of all knowledge can actually have in it. And he kind of throws his hands up in the air when he says it was wild and crazy.
Ooh.
And at that point, he just slides it over the counter, goes through it page by page. He just like flips through everything, to which you see nothing. Blank page after blank page after blank page. And he's going through it thoroughly, one page at a time. Looking at the front, looking at the back, picking up the book, looking under it, checking the bindings of the journals. Like he's giving it the once over. Yep, that's definitely okay. Nothing in there. Nope, nothing there. Nope, nothing there. And this process takes like a good 5 minutes.
I just Zed's just kind of like looking down at the pages, and I'm picturing the guys just intently looking, and then every once in a while he's glancing up at us to make eye contact, and just be like, nothing there, nothing there. And each time he looks up, Zed's just kind of like nodding, like intently, like, go on, yeah.
Oh, here's something interesting.
Ooh,
Huh?
what is it?
It's nothing. All right. And then he gets to the last page.
That is interesting. It's really interesting.
I understand it's not fascinating to you, but it is actually interesting to us that there is nothing in there. So thank you.
Child looks incredulous, like genuinely surprised that he's finding nothing interesting about this journal, which clearly does some weird magic stuff.
Yeah. He closes it. Well, that was certainly an interesting read.
Well, thanks for taking a look.
I'm
Did
gonna
you,
insight check
Ooh, good call.
You certainly
to
can.
see if he's lying.
Oh man.
That's about 8 worth of insight.
Do you have an inspiration?
No.
Shucks.
Somebody can give you their inspiration. Remember, it's a party asset.
I guess maybe if Cha's there also trying to read this figure, maybe you could give him help. I don't know.
Yeah, or roll,
Or just
maybe
roll. I'll just roll.
insight for you, yeah.
So
See if
because
you...
Cha knows that this guy tried to swindle him before, so I think he would.
Well, I feel like just the suspicion that this guy is just reading it over and reading it over, you know, at this point it could have dawned on both of us. It's like, huh, maybe he's actually getting something, he's just not telling us.
Right. 16.
So with a 16, so as he's taking his sweet ass time going through every single page of this very slowly, there's a couple of pages that he takes a little bit longer on.
Ah, he's actually reading it. He can see it. Cha does
Like, it's
a
not
little
consistent.
bit of
It's not consistent with, like, you know, page turn, like 3 seconds, page turn. You know, like you would expect somebody to just be like, nothing
Right.
here, nothing here, nothing here, nothing here.
totally bored.
But he's very
Cha
good at
does
what
a
he
little,
does, which is probably why he's the merchant.
Right.
OOC, but just not to cut you off, Cha, but I know what this is, right? And I think I might be the only person that does.
Oh, okay. So Cha's
Is-
gonna
Is that right, Cubed? I just want to make sure.
I-
Is that...
I am not sure what you're referencing.
Okay.
you got extra information about it. Cha's just gonna kind of sign language as if he has fidgety fingers. You know, as he's folding his arm, he's got like a fidgety fingers, but he's gesturing to you, and thieves can't. The guy sees something but isn't sharing it.
You just kind of see Zed. He doesn't even really look like directly at you or make it seem like he's paying attention to what you're doing. You just kind of see him, just his eyes are still focused on the merchant, and he's just kind of slowly nodding as he's almost just kind of, you know, like taking in the information that the merchant's saying. But I feel like body language wise, you can kind of tell he gets something is up.
But yeah, at this point, he just kind of set the journal aside.
All right. And Zed's gonna kind of look around. You got anything new?
Let's see here. Yeah, we got a couple of new things in recently. And he just kind of points to a wall where a couple of, like, maybe a couple of scrolls look a little different. Like maybe he got a new weapon or new weapon in that replaced one that was already there. Just sort of like restocking the shelves kind of scenarios.
Nice, all right. I guess Zed's gonna. So he put the journal down just like back on the counter.
I guess is he gesturing that he's holding on to it, or is he kind of
Right.
sliding it back toward
Is
us?
he giving it back to us? Basically.
No, because
No.
based on what you told him, you probably get the feeling with your
In a
insight that
trade.
that was part of the trade.
That was, which is what was said, I think, before, right?
Technically, the deal was that we would bring him something. We would show him whatever we found. And he specifically didn't want to do that at
He
first.
didn't want to
because
cross Miriam.
He didn't want to cross Miriam. And that's when I suggested, well, there's no harm in just having a look. I specifically said that. And he was like, yeah, you're right.
That's true.
But I'm also not arguing.
You could bring that up though, that we would be wanting to share it with Lady Miriam. We wanted to show it to him first, but we wanted
Right.
to see what her opinion is of it. And then maybe after that we could actually give it to him if it seems like we get everything we need out of it.
I like that. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in character, Zed, he'll kind of notice that the shopkeep is more or less, instead of sliding it back, he's just kind of like putting it off to his side. He's like, oh, mate. Well, we did still want to show that to Lady Miriam, and if there's truly nothing in there or what have you, I'll just bring it back.
Oh well, if it's for Lady Miriam, then he slides it back in front of him.
Again, just to have a look.
That's one
that.
person I am not willing to cross.
That seems to be the a narrative going around here. And Zed will grab the book and he'll just kind of reach back and hand it off to Cha.
Cha sticks it back in his bag. Oh, see, that is trippy. That a beholder and a dragon are intimidated by Lady Miriam. That blows my mind. Intriguing. Anyway, continue.
So I guess he'll look over at Cha and be like, "Hey, you want to look around or?"
No, we better go set up the meeting and yes.
True.
Thank you
true.
for looking though. And you know what?
Yeah.
We'll bring you more things along the way that we come across. We seem to come across some trippy things that you might be into.
Yeah,
Sorry
like that
this one
weird
didn't seem,
armor that you got on there.
Yes. You like this? Where
He
did I
points to
get
Zed.
this?
Oh, what? This? I got this
Oh, right.
at the shop right down the street. What you mean?
Huh. Weird. Anyway,
What's weird?
have a lovely day, I guess.
What's weird about it? Oh, don't you like weird things? Also, I think there's just a bit of irony that Cha does have some like super crazy magical armor.
He does, yeah,
He
for
does.
sure.
That was the
He's also
perfect,
seen that before.
That was the perfect scene of Cha being like, of both of us assuming like it's Cha, and then you're like, he points to Zed.
Oh,
That's true.
obviously out of character as I'm not in the scene. However, I do seem to recall a certain incident happening in the night where the group of us were, our clothing was impacted. And while Niavara's was pretty obvious, I seem to remember that our fellow Zedrin and Cha were also, up on the watch.
I will say, OOC, I know where it came from, and it wasn't that. But
Oh,
it was clever.
very cool.
But I don't want to say it in character, or because I don't know in character, but I don't want to say it OOC because
Don't want to spoil anything. I got
it's
it.
a very interesting sort of thing. Yeah.
No worries.
Sure.
Very cool though.
So Cha actually will raise an eyebrow at that and be like, kind of look at Zed and
'Cause Zed's
see
just
where
got-
Zed is on that gauge again from 1 to 10 that Neobar had created earlier.
The gauge reassessment.
Zed's
Yep,
just got
everybody's
studded
moving up
leather
and down
armor
that
on.
thing.
So it
Cha's
like he
"Huh,
and you saw him get it at the the blacksmith shop,
right,
and he changed right in front of you.
right. Cha's like, because Cha totally recognizes that this guy can see through lots of shit. So he's like, "Ooh, what is he seeing in
Right.
Zed's armor?"
Yeah. So Zed's now intrigued. I feel like it was one of those things where we were like almost out the door, and then we stopped. And we're like, wait though. But what exactly? Because we were just in a weird place. We had something weird happen to this journal that you looked at, and now you're saying that my armor's weird.
Yeah,
Yep.
we were surrounded by some weird energy there, just like the last time.
Should I take
Did
it off?
alter it? Did it alter it? Is it dangerous?
I don't know. Is it dangerous? And he looks to Zed.
No.
Oh,
Zed
then
kind of like
there you have it.
knocks on it a little bit.
You are delightfully cryptic, my friend.
That toothy maw is just a wide smile that goes from one side of his face to the other, like Cheshire cat wide, not even just like a normal toothy smile, just like unnaturally wide smile. Yeah, I know.
All right, I guess tell you what. If you're wanting to play a bit of coy, if we find out that this journal has nothing, and I'll bring it back to you, and then you tell me what's up with what I'm wearing.
Sure, I can always take a look-see. I'm really good at
perfect,
that
see?
after all.
Exactly, a look never hurts. He'll kind of nod at the guy, and I guess at that point we'll leave.
Cha flashes him a peace sign.
He waves and slides his ledger back in front of him. Probably as maybe, a couple of customers start walking in.
Cha will start talking and in their gestures and their fledgling language. Dude, that guy is rad, but scary. I think we really should get him something. He has definitely pointed out some mysteries about our team.
Zed's gonna look around, like knowing that we're still talking in the secret language. He's like being like extra secretive, and he's gonna gesture to Cha and be like, "Hey, mate, that's a beholder."
Oh, right. Yeah, I knew that. I figured it out last time I was in there.
So very, very odd, just kind of being in one's presence so nonchalant. And
That smile. He
he
likes to let
obviously,
you know that he is, though, right? He doesn't
yeah,
100% hide it.
obviously saw something in the journal as you were kind of pointing out.
Yes.
And he's gonna kind of like um fix his armor, almost just kind of like pulling your shirt down a little bit just to kind of refit it. He's gonna kind of, and he saw something about my armor as well, which makes
Yeah,
me
that was a
slightly
little
uncomfortable.
unsettling.
And your armor fit
Right.
just feels like it fits a lot better than before. Like before it was kind of sort of armor that you put on and it's like, oh, this fits. It fits enough. Now it's just like it's a perfect fit. It just feels like it's tailor-made for you. Maybe you just got acquainted with it. Maybe you didn't notice it till just now.
What
Well,
do you think it is? You bought it at the shop, right?
it was just, as far as I know, it was the same as what Niavara got.
Was But we were in that creepy place, man. Hey,
I-
and there was a point where you were out of range. I saw it.
Oh, that's true.
So,
There was a moment that I did feel a bit weird there, and it was almost like I was on just the precipice of something happening, and then
oh,
there was nothing. And
your
well, I don't
armor
know.
isn't magical, is it?
No, it was just studded leather.
Definitely not for the price you
Okay.
got for it.
Okay, well, just remember, buddy, when I was out of range, I almost lost a finger. So keep an eye on
Right.
your armor if it's doing something weird.
That's a good point.
If it gets too snug, get the hell out of it. Dude, what is it? What's up with the book? That's crazy.
Speaking of that, Chaw,
We gotta get this thing to Miriam, man.
so you remember back, and this might be a weird sort of connection or correlation, but you wrote in that book with your own blood,
Oh shit.
and I don't know what you wrote, but it was in a different language, and I just remember as I was watching you write it that, especially, you remember, like, and we're talking in this gestured language, so he's now referencing like almost meta like this language that we're talking in right here. You remember how back when we were at the big rug and you were in some sort of turmoil, and I started to draw the symbols out on the ground, and it more or less summoned you to that spot.
Chalk grabs at his collar, like embarrassed once again at just the mention of it.
I
Yep,
but
I remember.
but I just feel like it was just odd that I saw you were writing in it and with your blood in a different language, and then now that's gone.
Uh,
Uh, is that
well, basically, I wrote the word balderdash in Infernal.
oh well? So that couldn't be bad, right?
I hope not.
Well, all right. Well, let's get back, but um, you now know there's something definitely weird about that book.
But it wasn't everything in that place, right?
I
Jeez. We've got to show this stuff to Miriam. She needs to know what was going on under the auspices of her own guard, her own
well,
kingdom,
especially the ruins
her realm.
disappearing and the way that they did, especially with all the hands and things. And
Oh,
yeah, well, she's got the scryers, so anything that we might be able to bring, she could get something out of.
Speaking
let's
of
do this,
Miriam and
buddy.
meetings, Team 2, who was about to have a meeting about meeting Miriam.
Huh.
So you were all led to Miss Tamara's office once again. Where is it? Where is it? That scene actually
You
ported
are
over
is sort of,
properly.
calm, collected, sort of like casual. What do you think they're actually going to go talk about with the suspicious fellow that ran the curio shop?
Maybe they were gonna trade some stuff. I don't know.
We didn't really have anything worth trading that we got from that place, not going to lie. Unless some weird floating
Alright.
mouths is considered a rare object.
Well, good thing that's safe here in our old pack. And I tap the mimic on the head.
Mm, true. I could try barter it though. Like, this is what we have. We'll describe it to you. What would be the price for such an object? And then we'll come back with it if we determine it's a fair price.
I'd be reluctant to sell it, wouldn't you?
You want to keep the mouths?
I don't know. Maybe they need to go to Lady Miriam or something. Maybe they're too important to sell.
Why would some mouths in jars be important to sell?
Well, when you put it like that, I don't know. They are strange, and they seem like they might be important.
I mean, they're certainly aberrations of nature, by all means.
They were found in the terrible throne room in that awful dungeon. A place of honor.
I'm gonna
So
shrink this down.
I guess I just don't know yet.
A place of honor is certainly a way to describe that scenario. Opal, I feel like you must have a comment about like calling that a place of honor.
Out of character. Quickly run by me again. I had to get up to go to the bathroom.
That's just to give other people vision on the map.
Here, 1 second.
I tried to make it small so it's, not as apparent.
Good old
mean,
fog of war.
I suppose there is honor even amongst the evil ones, in some way. At least honor of place.
Honor is something that is not strictly bound to good people. It is bound to everybody.
We're
even the
talking about
worst.
the specific, like the throne with the I guess they weren't whites. I don't actually know what they were. I should probably. Where we found the weird eye, mouth, and ear combo
Yes.
that are now mouths. Is that a place of honor to you and your lexicon?
No. No.
Precisely. It is a place of the profane, the undead, and undying.
I never really interacted with them, so I couldn't tell you.
Trust
But
me,
if
you
I
don't
was
trying
wanna-
so
putting
hard
money
to like
on
goad Opal into an argument,
It's like, I don't know.
and Opal's just like, whatever.
So you guys are
It's like,
kind of
I don't know.
made it to Tamara's office and having that discussion, and she looks to both of you like, are you two siblings or something? You squabble like your siblings or something. If you're siblings, then, just have your little rivalry and get it out the way. Get it out your system.
siblings, no.
It's actually really funny that I don't perceive myself as arguing with the player behind here.
Thanks, gamer.
Sorry.
You're awesome. I love you. No, if we were arguing, you would know if we were arguing.
Oh, don't you worry. I definitely know that. Isn't that right, Miss Niavara? And then
Of
she
course.
nods and kind of gestures a little bit. Yeah, I mean, you've met old Marge Thunder Thighs. You know how we talk to each other.
I've
Precisely.
met Marge Thunder Thighs. That's not something that's exclusive to Niavara.
All right. So, and Niavar will enter the office and sit down, and she'll be like, I imagine that you didn't just come up to us for kicks and giggles. You probably heard back from your dryad about like the success relative of our mission or lack thereof. So what's up?
Well, first off, she's more of a spirit than a dryad. Or so she's so willing to constantly remind me of. I say, you probably got a little bit of both in you, but yeah, it gets a little foggy here. Anyway, yeah, you did a good job. You deserve a reward, and that's why we're here, to get that over with. And she reaches under her desk and slaps a bag on top of the counter, or on top of the desk.
Niavara blinks a few times, and she's like, all right. And she will slowly take the bag. Is it considered rude if I open this up here, or should I do this later?
No, you could open it up here. 100% guaranteed quality in that bag.
Oh no, I'm not doubting your what you would give me. I'm more like, I don't know social conventions super well. And without our
Welcome to the
parties.
club.
She takes a peek inside, a little gander, if you will.
There's a lot of coinage in there.
Neovar blinks a few times. Considers her options. Considers the passive perceptions of her party mates. Thinks better of it. And then she's like, hey, Kozik, do you mind putting this in the Mimic? We'll discuss it as a party resource later.
Oh, yeah, yes, gladly. And I take it without looking in it, as a noble would not deign to look upon the coin. And I put it in the Mimic. I tap the little Mimic on the head. Say,
And it-
open up.
The tongue just flops out, and it's the top part of the chest just pops open. Just bleh.
I deposit the little baggie right on the tongue there, and hopefully it just takes it right into it.
It does. Ow.
Well, thank you quite kindly, Tamara.
Yeah.
We were actually interested in having a discussion with Miriam about some of the things that we encountered there, as well as the, I'm sure your spirit informed you of the strange end of the temple.
Yep, she told me everything that you told her.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought she was at least in the area when it must have disappeared, but I guess not. But we were
And
looking to...
I was just going to say, and what do you think of that, Ms. Tamara?
Yes, do you think you can make a base in the giant hole that now resides there?
I think you were toying with the forces well above your capabilities of handling. Because clearly, if it disappeared, then and it wasn't you doing it, then you probably didn't really have much control in there in the first place.
If they wanted us dead, we would have been.
Maybe they were trying.
And they failed, so what does that say about us?
They failed.
That says you got out of there.
Just, always a plus, always a positive. If you can get out of a situation without losing your assets, that's always considered a plus of an operation. I don't
Since we're a bunch of
disagree.
bad motherfuckers.
I don't disagree that whatever was in there was way above our pay grade. Lich, Illithid,
Yeah.
Marn, Undead God. The whole gambit of opportunities.
We're
If
not
there
afraid to
wasn't
challenge
something in
them.
there above our pay grade, I don't think it was very keen on showing itself. Which could mean which could mean a multitude of things. One, it could be something that was in there to build power. Two, it's something that doesn't want to be fucked with. Or three, I'll come up with a third option later.
Oh, I got one. She holds her hand up.
Oh.
Just kidding. I wasn't waiting for you to call on me. I was going to say it anyway. Or the other option is they wanted you to clear that stuff out. You ever think of that?
If they were so strong, why didn't they deal with it themselves? Or are they just that lazy?
Well, when you
Oh,
got
see,
that
I
much
did-
power,
I did
why would you
imagine
bother?
that.
Yeah, I mean, why
Why
when you
would
got
you? Why would you bother?
yeah,
why
why
not?
would you bother do it yourself when you can hire somebody to do it for you? And
They're
she
not some
smiles a little bit.
homeless man. They're not some homeless man living in a house they don't own. They're somebody who can take care of things themselves. If they wanted to, they could have. I'm not denying the possibility that they're just lazy. But I think it's heavily, or well, not very likely.
She shrugs. Well, all I can tell you is there's a reason I got people doing stuff for me.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was just somebody above the creatures we put down, trying to test us. Not that I haven't thought about that.
Well, you know, whether or not you passed or failed the test, I guess we'll never know because there's a giant hole in the ground that's going to get repurposed for something far more useful and far more, noble of a cause. Isn't that right, Mr. Noblemans? And she looks at Kozik.
Indeed.
Yeah, exactly. I like that one. He's a man of few words.
Now, although we really do appreciate the remuneration you've given us, and I kind of tap the little, not as if to open it, but just to gesture towards the mimic. But we were interested in a meeting with Lady Miriam.
Oh, yeah, about that. That's kind of already been arranged.
Oh.
Wonderful.
I mean, it's unusual, but, she contacted me to let you know when you made it back in town, which is kind of why I was sitting there in, that there lofty highborn just waiting for yous.
So, shall we just pay a visit to Lady Miriam then?
Oh, and she holds up her wrist as if there were some kind of a wristwatch there. I think it's gonna be about in a couple hours.
All right.
That sounds actually kind of great.
Will you be our guide, or shall we just go there?
I don't know. Do you want me to be a guide? Do I need to be?
I believe that she's asking us if we need a babysitter in order to walk inside the palace this time around. I think we should be able to handle ourselves walking in just fine.
Yeah, just watch out for that picker fella. He's a real uppity today.
He's a little
Shit.
dill of a man.
Shit pickle. Shit pickle.
Yeah, he's real uppity. Just to stay out of his ways. He's having a day.
I guess I'm fresh out of fennel to help season him any.
I'm sure your attempts at jokes are funny to somebody, but they totally went over my head. Yep.
Don't worry about it. And so she will sit back and she'll be like, "Is that about all the business that we had? Because or did you have something else that you needed to share with us?"
Let's see here. Nope. I'm pretty sure anything that has any relative importance is probably something that Miss Miriam herself will be willing to provide upon use.
And then Niavara is going to consider the opportunity before her, and she's like, "Tamara, you're an information gatherer, yes?"
I mean, I listen in on really loud people sitting at tables.
Have you seen any other drow?
Of course I have.
As in the city?
Of course I have.
Oh? Any that look like me? I've not seen any.
She hops out of her chair, and the clickety clack of little kobold feet, and she scoots a chair up. Let's see. Let's have a look. Let's have a good look at you. And she just
will straighten her back.
Nope, nobody that looks just like you.
No one that looks like vaguely same to me, like older maybe.
Definitely not. Nope.
Can you keep an eye out? I have a sense of a feeling of a familial dispute coming up.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
I'd hate for them to have the pounce on me. I got a letter from them. It was quite the thing, too. Quite the trick. Hidden in some junk mail, but if you burn it, it reveals the secret message.
Oh, yeah, I love those. Those are amazing. Those are so much fun. Especially when people don't actually get the message and they just throw it away. And you're like, haha, that's information you could have had there. Now you don't have it.
Yes. But yes, if you can keep an eye out for a drow specifically that have my name in their mouth, that'd be very helpful for me.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, I got people. I got eyes and ears everywhere if I need to be.
they seem to have already had the regrettable jump on you then, because they seem to have eyes and ears in the city as well.
Oh, then maybe they could be one of my agents or something. I don't know.
Troubling. Trifling.
That would be weird.
Either way, that would be helpful for me if you could. I'd pay you if something did turn up.
Oh, what are you offering?
And then she thinks about it for a second and she's like, well, what's going rates?
Let's see here. And then she reaches behind her, and there's like a little bookshelf with a couple like journals and books and stuff on it. And she pulls one off the shelf and looks through it. Let's see, going rates. You're looking for not a missing persons. Nope. Let's see. So you're just trying to find a name and a number or a location. You need anything underhanded done to them, like kneecaps, or just find them.
So you just sort of like eye on them, like how close are they to me, etc. They clearly have my address, which is quite a concern.
Why is the camera way up there? Camera
now,
control.
It won't be a problem long term. I can fix things as simple as an appearance, easy. But I still don't like that they got this close without me knowing about it. I just need to know where they are. And generally, age.
So pretty basic information.
Correct.
All right, so that would be the low-cost payment plan. Let's see here. That would only cost you the color of your hair for 2 days.
What kind of?
Interesting.
Niavara blinks and she's like, you're going to have to elaborate a little bit. Some white? Platinum?
Yeah, that'll do.
Oh, fascinating.
You want the color of her hair?
What do you think we are? The material plane? Sometimes you can make deals for other things.
Well, I suppose like my question is like, well, I could in theory shave it off. Is that what you're asking for?
Oh, no, you don't need to shave it. It was just the color.
How am I meant to give it to you?
I wouldn't ask that question. It's going to leave you with more questions than answers.
I'm still going to.
Well,
I'm a
once
little
you
bit of
make the deal, the contract is sealed.
Wow. So fairy.
Niavara just has the Half-Life source texture. Missing texture.
All right. You did do some work for me. Well, I'll cut it down to 1 day. That's 50% off.
Niavara does lean in, and she's like, okay, theoretically speaking, I would like to put in a stipulation, the color of my hair as it is right now. Not all color of my hair.
Correct. It would just be a different color for a day.
Oh, that's easy.
I could live with this
Brown.
deal.
Oh, yeah. And then secondly, I guess, would I get to choose the color, or would it just be assigned?
Well, that's not really the question I can answer.
Fair enough. And then she's like, I will sign this contract then.
Perfect. So as soon as as soon as the agreement is made, you can see like a small wispy strand of hair kind of just come out. It's not even one of yours. It just kind of seems like it emulates a strand of hair. And your hair, you actually see color come into it because it's been wispy and white. And let's see. What color do you get today?
Do I get to roll? Or is it just a random selection?
Roll me a d6.
Man, I just read the Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is so fairy.
So you got a 5. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So your hair 5. Okay. So it actually color starts to seep into it, and you notice that all of the hair that you have starts to take on this like light blue kind of like teal color.
Oh, this is going to clash quite badly with my skin. That's fine, though. So the real question is, if Niavara attempts to shape change it, what happens?
Yeah, no. Does she try a shape change?
She would first try to like see if she could like alter the saturation of the teal slightly, like to be, slightly more flattering with her lilac skin.
It does not change.
Oh, yeah.
Barring that, she's like, okay, that's a little bit more irritating than I thought it would be. But she's like, that can be messed with though. And she does that by like taking out her mirror and altering instead her skin color to be a slightly different shade of purple. Nothing if not the slightest bit vain.
All right. And, it's a pleasure doing business with you. Don't worry, your hair will go back to its normal color in 24 hours. And, like I said, I will put the ear to the ground to try and find this poison for you.
Awesome. Thank you so kindly. And she will bow her head. I will gather up the rest of this fell company, and we shall not keep Miriam waiting. Thank you for your time.
Of course, thank you for the luscious hair color.
I'm so curious what you're going to do with it. Have fun.
Bizarre.
Does Kozak comment on the fact that she's changed her skin color?
Yeah, I said how truly strange. Okay.
Drow powers, that's part of the reason why we eat so many spiders and mushrooms and rocks.
Does he just believe you implicitly, or
Not delicious.
I mean, I'm sure dwarves eat a variety of strange things that humans would call minerals, like salt, but like it's probably slightly more poisonous to the humanoid palate.
Yes, the salt, the underground MSG, things of that nature.
Arsenic.
MSG of the Underdark.
We've been known to sprinkle a little bit upon our underground loaves that we bake. Yes,
The underloafs.
the loaves.
Underloaf. That
which
sounds
case-
filthy and delicious.
We do need to collect Zedran and Chaw.
So where do you go to try and collect them? So I guess after you've talked to Tamara, where are you heading?
Probably back to the place that we left them, just in like the place that they left us at, because that's where Niavara would think they'd be most likely to go first, which I think would be the place that we're staying in, the Lofty Highborn.
All right,
Yeah, I
and
think that's appropriate.
that's
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's where you guys are heading to as well.
Yeah.
Sweet, no checks needed, because you all could eventually meet up there. As opposed to trying to find people in the big old city.
Another time.
Niavara seems to be a bit more blue than she normally is.
Just a bit blue.
Niavara,
Mm-hmm.
are you feeling blue?
Baba dee Baba die.
Oh, that old ancient song, older than the hills.
So, As it happens, I may or may not have struck up a brief fake contract of a day in
Oh my
exchange for my hair
goodness.
color.
How many times have you read fairy tale stories where you make deals with fairy people?
And I don't necessarily think Tamara counts. But
We're in the
the only
Feywild. They're all
the
fairy people here, aren't they?
no.
That's racist.
And then
No.
secondly,
He didn't like that.
and she's gonna lean forward and talk to look in Chaw's eye and speak directly in Infernal. And she's going to be like, I lived in the Underdark and I'm technically a Fae people, so like there's that. If anyone in our party used a spell like detect evil and good, I would be pinged immediately like the lights on a Christmas tree.
I just
Fae
meant
present
like you
5 feet
when you're
away.
in the Underdark and you're drow, you have customs, right? The Fey people in this world, their customs are to make weird deals. And
Correct.
you just had one happen.
This harkens
For a
back to the
day.
conversation with Rain about what's good and evil.
Right. That
For
was classic.
a day. I
Well,
was able to.
that's just adorable.
And secondly, it literally was only. It was like I was trying to draft up a business contract for her to dig up dirt on my sister, whoever she is in town, and how she
Oh,
already knows our
okay.
address.
That's a
I
good
trust. So in exchange for that, I thought she was going to ask for a platinum coin. I was about ready to hand it over to her. And no, she clarified. No, I literally made your hair color. In which case, it's now this gaudy shade of blue. So
What
I
could
am
she
left
do with
to
your hair
deal with it.
color? Feywild.
You know, I don't know. I do think that it's funny, and I can't change it.
You can't change it.
No, I can change my skin color though, and I have because it was clashing.
Chaw's gonna like move his fingers in front of Niavara's face and try to cast minor illusion over her hair and see if she can change it to its original color just for an instant. Like just as an experiment to see if it even works.
It does not work.
Wow.
The contract is sealed.
Strong Feywild magics. Look at that. Completely useless.
Hey, so should we tell
Incredible.
him what we learned, Shaw?
Yes. Go for
As
it.
Zed, you see Zed says that as he's just kind of, he's still kind of like, he's almost just like fidgeting with his armor.
It's not getting tighter, is it, buddy?
No, it feels like I don't even have anything on. It's weird.
That is. Oh,
Huh.
did the shopkeep frighten you into like trying to like shake you down out of something you own again?
Of course he did.
Of course.
Well, not really. More or less, he was just saying.
Okay,
we showed him-
let's not talk out loud, all right? We'll speak
Yeah.
we'll speak in codes or something.
You also have your rooms upstairs.
Let's
go
go
to the
inside.
rooms.
However, Niavar will interrupt them as before they head inside. Like, the real reason why Tamara sought us out, and she sought us out basically immediately after you guys left, was that we needed to have a chat somewhere in private about a certain matron that needs to have a talk with us. And we might want to make our way over to the castle in a few hours' time. And by a few hours, I do mean quite shortly. So think about that carefully as we make plans going forward.
Okay.
Okay, we'll run inside into our room. We'll tell you what we saw so that you're caught up to speed before we go to Lady Miriam, all right?
Sure
'Cause
thing.
then we'll want to check her very closely to see what she says. This guy's super shady, right? Okay, let's go upstairs. Just for a couple minutes, then we'll go to Miriam.
So you hustle through the front, don't even announce yourself. The guy's just like holds up a finger like, and then you just like walk past him and you
No, Zed, do the expedited version. Ready, go!
It's Kozik, and we got a couple of us. Everyone bow. Yep, highest in nobility. And he throws Eldritch Blast and hammers. We got to go upstairs.
And Cha snaps his fingers and fireworks go off with minor illusion above everybody's head.
I give
Zed's
a
gonna-
distracted wave, and then we go upstairs.
It's like still kind of shuffling. Zed'll stop at the bottom of the stairs and just do like a quick bow to the whole room, and then just keep going up.
It's like watching a YouTube video on like 2x speed.
Yeah.
Yep. Shaw just gives that a thumbs up. Perfect. Okay, we slam the door. We look around, make sure nobody's in the room with us,
All right.
hiding
Make sure
or
the
sneaking around.
windows are closed, all such sorts of things.
Shaw's gonna do a perception check to see if there's anybody hiding in our room, which is very
Yeah.
possible after the creepy information that Niavara told us about her sister possibly hunting her down.
Or
The room
any
is secure.
Oh, this
We
is
should.
totally secure.
Zed's definitely gonna do one as well, and maybe someone should do some sort of like Arcana check or something to see if there's any spells.
Oh, nice.
The room is still
Nice.
Oh, there we
secure.
go.
Okay.
Aye. All right.
You've located nothing that would indicate any spying on you.
Ah, look, Zed, I think that you guys forgot to like clean up your crumbs. I see a little bit left on the bed. I'm willing to bet either you or Chaw.
Ooh, crumbs! Cha immediately goes and picks them up and eats them.
That's probably me.
Actually, you know what? You know what? With the 21, your perception is so good, you swear you hear the sound of like somebody smashing a spider on the wall like a mile away, because goddamn. Sometimes being able to perceive things can be a curse.
See everything.
So Zed's still. He's kind of moving around in his armor. So Niavara, you and I got the same armor. Now, granted, yours is a bit smaller than mine, but the shopkeep there, which by the way, for those that don't know, the shopkeep at the Shimmering Scales is a beholder.
I'm shocked and silent.
Cha's just nodding.
Just
Like
throwing
Gary.
Oh,
Just
throwing
like
that out
Gary.
there. So we went in there because originally I had told him that I would show him anything that we brought from the ruins. So we showed him the journal, and all the pages were empty. Now, when I say all the pages were empty, I literally mean all of them, even the one that you saw Chaw write in just before we left. That was gone.
And he exaggeratedly looked over each of the pages, sometimes halting to look longer at one of the blank pages longer than the others. So he was definitely seeing something.
And he seemed like he wanted to keep the journal until I mentioned that we were intending to show it to Lady Miriam, in which he said, well, I've got no intention of crossing her, so here you go. And he gave it over right away. And then, before we left, he said, you've got very interesting armor. And of course, we both thought that he was talking about Chaw's sort of magical, foreman thing. And then he pointed at me. And so that's why I bring it up, Niavara, as far as you hadn't felt anything weird with your armor or...
you know what? I wasn't planning on wearing it today anyway, and I needed to swap out this dress. And so Niavara is going to just like unbuckle her outer armor and sort of lay it out so they can compare the set of pieces side by side. She is, of
Alright.
course, like just wearing her dress underneath it, but like you can now see like all the pins that are holding it up in the back.
Hey, you're able to fit it.
Yes, with my hairpins that I would like back at some point.
Clever.
Oh, right. Well, when we left, you said you were going to work on that. I guess you didn't get to since Tamara
We
showed up and all.
precisely. So yes. In the meantime, let's see your armor, and then I think we also need to grab our artificer, who might be more skilled in the art of crafts,
Aye.
for a
Opal,
secondary opinion.
you might want to look at this and just see, because the weird thing is the shopkeep there seemed to know exactly what was up with my armor, but was definitely not necessarily inclined to tell me. So I basically said that if we take the journal to Lady Miriam and it's of no importance, that I'd bring it back to him, and well, they would then be so inclined to tell me exactly what's up with my armor.
Hmm. So Niavara is going to, like, with her armor in front of her and, like, putting it up next to Zed's, seeing what she notices about the two pieces, the feel of them, the weight of them. Like, she's at least very familiar with the art of disguise. And so she's taking it from the perspective of, like, I'm trying to recreate something that I have the mundane object for, and I need to, like, perfect it. What am I missing?
The armors look exactly the same. Cut from the same, well, I would say cloth, but they're leather. So cut from the same leathers, hides. Yeah, they look exactly the same. Nothing whatsoever looks different about them physically.
Like, even to, like, the touch. Like, I'm assuming that Niavara has, like, permission to, like, feel the weight of the materials. Like, what's different about them? Or, like, if the
Materials are the
metal, the
same.
studs are different.
Yep, everything's the same.
Hey, Kozik, you got that funny thing you can check out magic stuff, right?
Funny thing.
Yeah,
As
you
in-
know that weird thing that your evil goddess lets you do.
Oh, you then maybe Opal? You
Detect magic?
No, it doesn't.
wanna
Yeah, isn't there?
Oh.
That's it. Detect magic. Can you do that?
Yeah. Well,
Opal? You want to have a look as well,
course.
Artificer?
although I certainly need no permission to do it. The lady does not let me do it. But yeah, let's give it a try.
Chad tilts his head a little bit.
Out of character detect magic. What level spell is that?
Oh, I
Oh,
was just saying,
Oh wait,
You could-
I do have it. Thank God.
but you could make a roll, Opal, potentially, as far as like Arcana, or
Oh yeah.
like you wouldn't have to cast a spell necessarily.
Also, if you're a
Perception.
ritual caster, you could just take 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, we could
Niavara
do that. 10
will
minutes.
also start to do her ritual cast.
Oh, I won't have any issue using this myself.
Like, she will just take the
Wait.
time to do it. But, like, she's gonna let them do it first because she's not seeing anything yet.
Kozik, I apologize. I didn't mean to call your lady evil. I have yet to determine what her alignment is in practicality.
Oh, I appreciate that. No problem.
So, so who casted it first?
Me.
I will. Oh no, Kozik, if you want to, you can. I'll let you go
Okay.
right ahead and use that spell slot. It's all you, gamer.
It doesn't consume a spell slot if you cast it as a ritual.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
And I can do it at will.
Nice.
So, Kozik, you cast Detect Magic. Let's see, 30 feet, then 30 feet. Okay. Amongst the varying degrees of magical items you have amongst your party, you are focusing your attention on the leather, to which it does register schools of magic. And I say that with a plural for a reason.
It's all of them, isn't it?
Yep. But Detect Magic
Oh
does
my
not tell
goodness.
you the property of the item. It just tells you tells you schools.
Yeah.
And that it is magical.
Identify would tell you the property.
Oh, identifier, right.
So what schools of Matt? All of them?
All of them.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
It's
I'm
much smaller
detecting-
traces than the ring from before, but all of them.
I'm detecting there is magic, and it's quite magical actually. There's all of the known schools of magic are upon it.
Zed's gonna kind
just
of
like
knock.
my ring.
He's got his armor off. I'm assuming that they're both just kind of like laying next to each other on the bed.
Completely
Zed's gonna
identical.
knock on his armor, and she's like, "Hey, magic, you get out of there."
Well, it might be a good thing. I mean, It didn't try to. It hasn't tried to constrict your whole body so far.
It almost,
So
now that you say that, it almost did feel like it did constrict, but more just
ooh.
form to my body. Like I said, when I buckle my armor on, it's like I've got full range of motion. I can't feel like it's even hindering me whatsoever.
So magic tried to bite off my finger, but it just gently nuzzled you.
I'm a
Yes.
nuzzleable guy.
That's
For sure. Well, maybe it's because the item wasn't magical in the first place. It imbued it with magic, but didn't make it like flip out like it did my ring.
Oh, right. And we had so the stipulations and speculations that myself and Shaw were going off of were that maybe something had changed when I was out of the realm of the rod, if you will.
Right.
And that
While
Shaw's
we're at it, Chaw's gonna pull out the journal and just see if if it lights up for Kozik as well.
good call.
The journal. Has. It does.
Oh.
Yes, this is magical as well. I mean, I think we knew that, but this confirms it.
Okay, yep, that's right. Abjuration.
Abjuration.
I sense a school of abjuration upon it.
Ooh. I wonder if maybe the writing in it is communicated somewhere else, or, I mean, who knows? But thanks, Kozik. You're a lifesaver.
Oh, well, thank you.
You still feel comfortable wearing that said? I mean, it doesn't seem like it's tried to hurt you. Maybe it'll even give you properties that are helpful.
Like, that's what I'm trying to say. It's really comfortable.
Is it too comfortable?
Is that a thing?
I guess. Is it like that
Anyway,
bed?
so
Like the bed that made you want to sleep, but then when Rain laid down on it, he like went into a coma? Is it that kind of comfortable? Or is it
no,
like, just
I still
cozy?
feel spry.
Okay.
So that's basically what we came after, and I fucking knew that thing was magical, and I'm almost sure that beholder read the whole thing and just didn't tell us.
Right. Well, if it said anything like what it said before, it was a detailed description of Marn. Or not Marn. Was it Marn? Hold on, I read it. I wrote it down.
Well, if there's some sort of message in there, and Lady Miriam's able to decipher it, if it's as detailed as we think it was, that should give her quite a lot of information to go on.
Yes.
I didn't actually write down if Marn was in the book. We got to the library. We checked the books. There was the journal about experimentations with primal magic. But I don't remember if Marn's name was in it. Or if anybody's name was in it.
I think at that point we were assuming it was just Marn's library, potentially.
Maybe that's it. So Cha read through the whole book. He got a nat 20 on his investigation, so he read through the whole thing, and it was a journal
As quickly
about
as he
primal
could,
magic.
because you guys didn't exactly sit down and
That's true.
wait.
That's true. Were there any names in there while he was flipping through, or
Well,
was this like?
didn't you like read it when we were doing the long rest?
Did he pull out
Yeah.
the book and read it? I don't remember. I don't think so.
It was
I
there was
think he was
either
too busy.
I almost specifically remember at one point we either had a short rest or a long rest. Might have been a short rest when we were in the place. And I think you said that you pulled the book out and like read it.
Maybe. I don't recall.
I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if he would do that, though, to try to get more information.
Definitely wasn't during the long rest.
I know it
Yeah, I
wasn't
don't
in the
think
long
it was
rest,
during
yeah.
the long rest.
So if it was even
Anyway.
if it was through a short rest, have you tried
like
to
an
read?
hour.
Have you tried to read researchers' notes in less than an hour?
In an hour, yeah, right.
Yeah,
You get,
right,
like,
in a full
2
journal.
pages in.
I guess just from what he gathered from looking at it, were there any names in it? Because I don't remember.
Nope,
No names.
not that you'd
okay.
recall.
So Cha's like
1, 2.
squinching his eyebrows together. He's like, you know what? I think I'm just assuming this was Marn.
The things
But
that
then that
fuck
could have
with
been
their
that thing
heads and
screwing with our heads,
saves
making us
that they
think it was
didn't
Marn's place, but
pass
it
it.
actually wasn't. So I don't know who this belongs to. And now I can't read it. There's nothing here.
Also, let's not forget that you wrote in that in your own blood,
I'm
and
trying to
then
forget it.
that transcription disappeared.
Maybe not the best choice to choose blood.
Well, how do you write into some
Anyway, so
unknown
that was
journal? I use my own blood. Where are you at? You're
Yeah,
in the
this is-
We're in the Feywild. Oh,
This is two Chamber of Secrets going on here.
If you see a dotted line, you should probably sign in blood, right? That's what I say.
No, no,
No,
no,
Jose.
no. Stop writing your name in your own blood before you do something stupid.
That was a good one, Kozik.
Oh,
That made me feel a lot better about signing a word in blood into a creepy magic book.
My
Thanks, buddy.
goodness, that is. Cha, please tell me you are joking.
Oh, come on. You know, sign your name in sign words in blood. I didn't put my name. Just blood.
Cha,
well, that's good.
Cha.
Yeah, but he also said, what was the word you said you wrote? What was it?
Dash.
Oh,
Infernal.
balderdash was it?
Right, Boulder Dash. So I don't know what that means, but
Balderdash.
Um,
It's like,
Cha,
You know.
I do not wish to be the bearer of bad news, but if that, depending on how whoever's in control of that works, they might not need your name. As far
look,
as we
don't
know,
make me
they could
paranoid,
just-
Opal, okay? Don't make me paranoid. Everything's going to be okay.
then
Hey,
don't
where-
make
where are we
stupid
supposed to
decisions.
be at the castle.
Balderdash means nonsense. It's just nonsense. It means it's like it's not real. It's bullshit. Okay? That's what they wrote in
Well,
blood.
I understand. I will not bring it up again, but if I end up being right, buy me a
What?
drink.
Okay. Deal.
well, in other news, here's something Mr. Thatcher might also like. We did receive some coin from Tamara.
Oh,
Oh,
coin?
Alright.
Us?
Let's get it out and see what it see how much we got.
Sweet.
And I kind of give a little tap on the mimic and intend for it to spit out the baggie.
it does so. with a little bit of like maybe mucus or saliva,
Uh,
and it flops on the floor.
it's a feature, not a bug. Okay.
Cha tastes the saliva, takes a little slather of
Hmm.
it.
Give me a Constitution save.
Got it.
Dude, what?
It's Cha. This is what
We've
he
licked
does.
paper. We've
He
Drank
signed
pee.
Taste.
He signed
Yeah.
books with his own blood. Okay.
Zed's
Boom.
gonna take little one off his shoulder and kind of hold him in his hand, like in his arms, real quick. Hey, little one, if you're hungry, let me know now.
It tastes horrible. It tastes
Ugh.
like what was it? Like rotten cheese.
Tastes like the inside of a mimic's mouth, eh?
Oh,
What have you been eating, little guy? This is terrible.
Sure,
like
the
the
last thing before
Mouth
this
of a
gold,
rotting hellhound. Ugh.
for the gold, the last thing we put in there were 3 jars filled with body parts.
Oh.
So
Right. Okay. I'll try not to randomly lick things, you guys. Gosh, give me a break. I'm
getting, like,
still
cozy.
enthralled by.
you're
I'm
getting like
still
cozy
enthralled
just
by
with
this
your
by this
tongue.
new world. I'm vitamin deficient, you guys.
Found the word I was
some
trying to think
help.
of. Rancid fondue.
Oh, goodness.
Wow.
Yes.
Oof.
Quite poor.
I was muted,
Ah.
so you didn't hear me make the vomit sound. So
Blech.
vile.
Okay, well, let's check out how much. Yeah, let's count up this. Count up the coin.
How long do we have until we're supposed to go to Lady Miriam?
She said 2 hours, but
Couple
Ivar
hours?
said 3 hours, but then she said right away. So she hasn't given us the real answer yet.
A couple hours. Those were Tamara's words.
Right. We've been up here for like 15 minutes, maybe.
And there's travel time. And you're counting gold. To
Okay,
which,
travel time to the castle. What would that be? We would probably know that by now.
from where you are, which is somewhat close, about half an hour to an hour, depending on foot traffic and
Okay.
distractions.
Plenty of those.
All right. So just given like Kozik, since you're probably one that's seen a fair bit of coin, there's kind of an eyeball estimate. Should we be counting this right now, or should we just
Well,
wait till later?
I suppose if we've got to go, then we've got to go.
We could all do an educated guess.
Okay, I'll guess. 100.
More than that.
105.
Maybe
More
like
than that.
200.
More than that. Keep going.
205.
500.
More than that. Keep going.
505.
1,000.
1 million gold.
Keep going.
1 million gold.
Wow.
Did you say keep going?
Oh my
There's
god,
more
it's
than
more
a-
than a million.
There's more than
Finally, I
1,000.
have the capital to begin my nightclub.
There's more than 1,000 gold in this bag. I wouldn't have believed it. But that's
Horrific.
my guess.
Continue. Yep. Keep going.
Is that a bag of holding?
A bag of
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
gold.
you have detect magic. This is also
bag of
has a magical
golding.
property.
Oh fuck.
Well, it seems like there's quite a bit of gold in here, you guys. I guess we should probably count it later. But there's a
Child just
lot.
looks at Zed and
Oh,
Yavara
all right.
and Opal like, what the?
And I never would have
Nice.
expected Tamara to be so generous.
That was not me holding down the
She's given
keyboard,
us-
by the way.
She's given us a couple of cool things like sprinting boots and like But
So it's-
geez,
It's
it's not a million.
2,222.
Oh, there it is. Wow, that's such a fade number. Gosh.
Such a fade number.
All right. Well, we
Okay.
definitely got to tuck that away.
That's enough for a piece of armor.
Kozik, keep it secret. Keep it safe.
And yeah, I definitely put it back in the mimic there.
Back in its protective saliva holding.
That
You guys don't
protective
eat that stuff. Don't
Right.
eat it. Trust me. I know
line.
from
Okay.
experience. Deep.
So
Okay, let's
that'll
do it.
finish. That'll finish like buckling his armor back on and
Keep
he'll
an
put
eye on it,
little one
buddy.
back on his shoulder and give him a gold piece.
Adequately fed tiny dragon. At this point, like, you see, because, you know, you've been gone for about a day. You definitely see that he's back in pretty good health. Like, the colors return to his scales. You know, that nice amethyst shimmer. He's a lot more lively.
So adorable. He's gonna grow up to be a big boy.
You go to head pat him again.
He's gonna try to scratch him under his cute little chin.
He does the frog thing again. It just kind of dangles
Child.
there.
Child just pretends to be in agonizing pain.
But when you scream, he lets go.
No, I was just playing, little one. Here. And he holds his finger back out.
And he does it again. Positive reinforcement. So, you know, if he accidentally burns down the village, that screaming and cowering is going to be attributed to a good thing.
Oh my goodness. Dad, you better parent this creature.
He'll have
well.
no idea that he's doing wrong because the screams of terror and pain are, they must be enjoying it.
Chaz is crazy uncle. You better be the supportive mother and father.
So
His head's like, all right, back up here, buddy.
it kind of sounds like you guys are about ready to head to Lady Miriam, correct?
Yeah, I think that's the
Yes.
plan.
Okay, that is a good point to
I also
wrap
think
it up.
Nevar's asleep.
Probably.
Oh, did Nevar fall asleep? It's kind of adorable to imagine her falling asleep every
She's
week.
not connected
I'm just quiet.
anymore.
Oh.
Are you connected to the server? Your player disappeared.
That's
Oh,
actually quite interesting.
did
No,
it?
my computer shut down. I am on like just the Discord call on a different computer. And
Oh, I guess you.
thoughtlessly, I'm like la-di-da, I'm listening to this conversation, we're just talking about stuff. There's no active like reason for my character to be in the world. And so like I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm not doing anything on that computer, so I should put it away so it doesn't fall off my bed.
I just thought that's why I thought you were asleep, is because when I saw your character pop out, I was like, oh, okay, well, we lost her.
no.
That's a good spot to end, though, I think.
Yeah.
Game Master.
Good stuff.
Meaning for
That was adorable.
Goddamn.
Me.
Yes, I just wanted to make sure. Stream over, ye.
Oh, no.
Soon.
I was about to admit crime. No, I'm joking.
what?
Let me go in stream.
Yeah. So I am going to wrap up stream there because apparently I got to make some adjustments from the new server, the new thing. I made some changes to UI and hopefully I'll fix it. Work in progress. But yeah. Thank you guys for being here. we had a bit of a late start, and we had some technical difficulties, i.e., power going out. But anyway, that was The Fallen, episode 57. Meetings and greetings. But anywho, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out and putting up with the technical side of things. And I think next week things will look a little bit nicer. You know, new server, new things, making adjustments. Some of them don't work. Work in progress. It'll look better. Yeah, we do this every Tuesday from 7:30 Pacific. We try to. Tonight was they leveled and it kind of took a little bit longer than expected to start. For about 3 hours, give or take. And yeah, for interested parties, this is session 1 of 2 of the week. Tomorrow will be the Wanderers at 5:30 Pacific. And yeah, thank you guys for allowing me to do this and watching and, you know, just all of it. So I am greatly appreciative. Yeah, that's, yeah. So yeah, we will be back at it again next week. Yeah, tomorrow schedule. Yep, got that. Okay. Yeah, just trying to remember everything. So I hope you have a wonderful evening, and if you're watching this on the YouTubes, I hope you have a wonderful whatever time of day it is. And with that, I shall depart. So, until next time, adventurers, try not to stumble into a dungeon full of undead monsters. It probably won't go well for you. Anywho, until next time, farewell.